prior to being called SoulCalibur, the series began with Soul Blade, aka Soul Edge, which was a 3D take on the weapons fighting system akin to SNK's Samurai Showdown in 2D. Followed up with the second game, known as SoulCalibur, and the third game, confusingly enough, is SoulCalibur II, which released not just on the arcades, but the GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox Classic, with the HD version releasing digitally on the Xbox 360 and PS3, with the former version also compatible on Xbox One and the series, which unfortunately, as of this writing, has been delisted off the PlayStation Store and Xbox Store. But how does this classic fighting game from the timeline of 2002 and 2003 hold? Let's find out. The story of the game, set in the year of 1590, focusing on the ever-growing conflict over the holy sword SoulCalibur and the demonic sword Soul Edge. But the conflict growing so bad, it has broken time and space, attracting warriors from not only a different time, but from even different universes. And that's it. Putting aside the otherwise varied lore for each character that's playable, the main story is simple, but it works. As I said before, SoulCalibur II is a 3D weapons-based fighting game, in where you can choose various characters like the Samurai Mitsurugi, the Azure Knight known as Nightmare, the Undead Pirate Cervantes, the Alchemist Ivy Valentine, various ninjas like Taki and Yoshimitsu, among many others. SoulCalibur II is the first in the series to introduce guest stars into the mix, and would be the game to popularize the concept in fighting games, period. Joining the fight is Heihachi Mishima, who initially appeared as a PlayStation 2 exclusive, Todd McFarlane's Al Simmons, aka Spawn, initially exclusive to the Xbox, and last but far from least, Link from Nintendo's Legend of Zelda series, who remains exclusive to the GameCube version, while Heihachi and Spawn were lucky enough to be able to fight against each other in the HD version. Which is all the more sadder that there wasn't a Wii U version, or hell, a Switch version with all three of them, because Link, I feel, is the best of the three guest stars. He somehow fits in so well in a universe with ninjas, samurai, and demon knights. And with the console version in particular having a bigger roster than even the arcade original, including unlockable classic characters Sophitia and Song Mina, you pretty much have a well-varied selection of unique characters to play. Where the game is also packed is replay value, period. Besides your standard arcade, time attack, and multiplayer modes, SoulCalibur II has a single-player mode called Weapon Master Mode, in where there is a separate storyline that still includes a conflict over Soul Edge and SoulCalibur, but besides that, Weapon Master Mode changes the rules of fighting quite a bit, with damn near each fight having much separate rules. And through that, you can unlock more characters, more weapons, costumes, and even an extra version of the standard arcade, time attack, and multiplayer modes, where you and the AI can use the unlocked weapons and shake things up with the different effects that it has on the characters. And all of that wouldn't matter if the game didn't play well. And boy does it across every version I played. Even on the GameCube, which is considered by the fighting game community to be one of the worst for the genre in contrast to the Xbox and especially the PlayStation 2 due to its controller and the library at the time. But considering the 6th gen was considered the dark ages of fighting games anyway, I'm not sure that's saying too much. Still, all versions that I played, which in this order were the GameCube, PS2, then HD, played pretty well and are smooth sailing. Visually, even for a 2002-2003 era game, it still looks gorgeous, and it was really pushing the GameCube in particular to its limits. But one thing kind of bugged me a little is that some of the costumes are shinier than they should be in the HD version. Particularly Taki's red catsuit. I had to make sure I wasn't going insane seeing it, but yeah, like, it's a little jarring to see. Though, if there are some other positives I can say about the HD version is that, besides being updated for HD platforms and added online support, is that it fixed the spelling for the Korean characters Yeonsung and Song Mina, which were misspelled in the original release. I can imagine that not sitting well at the time. But besides everything I have said, I cannot name anything to hate about this game, as I love it so much even today. Even its soundtrack, which I am lucky enough to own a CD of through a strategy guide I found at a thrift store. It especially holds a special place in my heart with the fond memories I have with family and friends playing multiplayer and just replaying it endlessly with its single-player content. Especially on the GameCube, as besides Melee, it remains a definitive fighting game experience on the platform, while the Xbox had the likes of Dead or Alive and PlayStation 2 had the likes of Tekken and more Dragon Ball Z fighting games. But please, Namco and Nintendo, a Switch version with all 3 guest stars, please?